Hey guys, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading with the nightly video tonight for Wednesday, October the 17th. And as usual, you guys know I like to start with the S&P. So looking at this, we had another one of the kind of flat line, not really going anywhere all day days. We opened this morning at 28.11 and we closed at 28.09. So started with a little flush down, big bounce, and then nothing, just chop. And I suppose that's to be expected after the big move we had yesterday. Massive rally here yesterday across the board, with the Dow up over 500, the S&P up around 60, and NASDAQ all across the board up, and we had high ticks the entire day, so there was a lot of momentum behind that. And I'm still kind of looking at that. Let me go to a 5-day chart here. I'm still kind of looking at that, and it's hard to tell how much of that is short covering and how much of that was just buying, kind of buying the dip, right? And it's kind of funny, if you look on a 5-day chart, it doesn't look like that much, but that's a big rally in one day. And of course, again, today is kind of flat. So I'm looking at this kind of bottoming effect and, trying to figure out, if this is it or what does this mean. So let's go back out. Of course, we have to look on different time frames. This is doing kind of what it's supposed to do. There's a 10-day chart. We are going in the right trajectory, at least, going higher. Let's back this out a little bit more and take a look on a 20-day chart. And again, kind of the thing that's kind of crazy is that we were up here 29.40. I keep thinking 28.40, and we were 29.40 here, and I hope that we are working our way back up this way. We are getting into earnings season now. We've had enough. The financials pretty strong. United Health, some of the others came out pretty strong. CSX, great report. Really hasn't done much with stock, unfortunately. But as we look on the S&P here at a a longer term time frame, this is kind of what we expect to get some kind of bounce. Now, what I will say is that I think that this was pretty extreme, and unfortunately, when you have an extreme move down and then back up, it typically will retrace. So I think we go higher. I would be, at least in the short term, I would be a little pleasantly surprised if we get past 28.50 without retracing, and then maybe having another run or two before we finally start working our way back up. So in other words, I think this is going to take a little time, like perhaps this or even this, to work off. And so expect that. And again, unfortunately, I'm still bullish, but unfortunately I think any major rallies will probably be sold, and not so much from a, I don't think so much from a getting short position as a kind of taking profits, rebalancing the portfolio, because that's exactly what I will be doing. As we get back up and I get into positions where I can maybe put a little hedge on or take some profit or things like that, I will be kind of changing the overall makeup of what I'm doing to probably be what I do is managed by the Greeks, and I'll probably cut some delta down and maybe not be as directional and be a little more sideways with iron condors and some butterflies and things like that, especially with this volatility being a little bit higher here. But one other thing real quick I wanted to mention, let's look at the NASDAQ. Of course, all the indexes broke the 200-day, not a good sign. That flush down was just incredibly massive for a one-day move. You guys remember that last week when we were down 1,000 points on the Dow. And again, that did some damage. Probably going to take a little time to work that off. The one thing that we need to be aware of is, of course, tech has been leading this rally the whole time. Netflix did report and had a great report, moved higher. we need to be keenly aware of Amazon, Apple, the other big Google, big tech names. Amazon has not shown the kind of first of all, this is the biggest sell-off we've had in quite a long time, and it's not bouncing as hard or as fast as it normally does. We do have earnings coming out here on the 25th, so keep your eye on tech. If we have misses from the big tech names, the FANG stocks, Facebook, Apple, Google, Amazon, etc., etc., etc. If we have big misses or downgrades or something, then I'm going to be much more concerned and starting to get much more bearish. I'm not yet, but we need to be aware of that. So anyway, we're also very heavily dependent right now on what's going on with the Fed and the rate of interest rate increases and so forth. So really all we can do is kind of wait and watch and kind of play this day by day. I'm still bullish overall on the overall market and the general direction here higher. I think we're going to have a lot of chop back and forth as we get higher. And again, I'm kind of switching gears to be a little more range bound, expecting swings, rip higher, sell off, perhaps. Just like we've started doing right here. Same thing you saw right here. So I expect that pattern to probably repeat. So I don't have any specific recommendations or trade ideas at this point. We just need to be careful and kind of trade it day by day as it comes, and watch the news and watch the earnings for tips on where we might be going as data comes in. So hope this was helpful. Have a great rest of the trading week. We do have expiration on Friday, so be aware of that. We probably will rally into that into Friday. So anyway, with that, let me wind it up here. Thanks for your time, and I will see you guys at the next update.